New footage of Justin Herbert's proposal to Madison Beer has gone viral, giving fans a rare look at one of the NFL's most private stars. From the emotional moment he got down on one knee to the stunning ring everyone is talking about, there's a reason this proposal has taken over the internet. Let me catch you up. It happened on a Tuesday. Madison Beer posted a carousel to Instagram with 4 words attached. "Meet my fiance." That was it. No paragraph, no explanation, just a caption that turned into one of the biggest sports and celebrity crossovers of the summer. The photos did the talking. In one, Herbert is seen wearing a thin white long-sleeve shirt and black pants as he gets down on one knee to propose, while Beer appears in a white sweater material top, a lace white skirt, and stilettos. In another, Herbert, wearing a white t-shirt, black jeans, and sneakers, got down on one knee while holding a jewelry box in his hands. As Beer crouched down in front of him with excitement before the NFL star lifted her over his shoulder as she flashed her new ring for the camera, Beer didn't stop there. She followed up with a video of her own, and this is the part that really sent things into overdrive. She showed in a TikTok that Herbert gave her a massive diamond when he asked her to marry him, flaunting the new jewelry repeatedly in the footage, clearly enjoying the piece he picked out for her. She scored the clip with a piece of a classic rock ballad and captioned it simply, "My fiance." Within minutes, the ring itself became its own story. Jewelry experts started weighing in, and the estimates were not small. Beer, a bride-to-be, had wedding jewelry experts and designers weighing in on what the details could be of her new diamond engagement ring. Early estimates floated a vintage-inspired setting that could run into 7 figures depending on the stone's size and clarity. The kind of number that turns a football player's fiance's hand into a headline all on its own. Now, here's where the title's promise really kicks in, because it wasn't just fans losing it. The NFL and pop world lit up almost instantly. The Chargers' official Instagram account wrote, "Our faves are getting married," while Bolts kicker Cameron Dicker added, "Yes sis." That's one voice down. Then came the second. Herbert's teammate Ladd McConkey's wife, Sydney, wrote, "I can feel the love radiating through the screen in." That's a teammate's household weighing in directly, not just a corporate account. And the third came from Beer's own family, which hit differently than any football account could. Tracy Beer, Madison's mom, said her heart was glowing, her soul was fulfilled, and her eyes wouldn't stop watering with tears of joy. She kept going, telling the couple she loved and adored Herbert, and that dreams do come true, calling them the most incredible, compatible, meant-to-be couple she'd ever seen. That's 3 distinct reactions before you even get to the jokes. A teammate's kicker, a teammate's wife, and the bride's own mother, all reacting to footage that was still fresh online. But it didn't stop at sincerity. The NFL world being what it is, the jokes came fast too. One account posted, "Well, at least Justin Herbert has 1 ring now," needling Herbert's lack of playoff hardware. Another mocked a different star quarterback, saying, "Justin Herbert ring before Dak Prescott." A third went further, cracking that Herbert now had more rings than Lamar Jackson. Even NFL analysts jumped in. One analyst said the quarterback was living an incredible life. And beyond football, well wishes poured in from stars like Gracie Abrams, Meredith Mickelson, and Haley Page. Abrams specifically commented, "Oh, so happy for you, I love you," while another friend gushed that the royal wedding was approaching. So within the span of an hour, footage of a quarterback proposing to a pop star had pulled in his kicker, his teammate's wife, her mother, a handful of A-list singers, and an entire timeline of NFL meme accounts. That's the scale we're talking about. And it was only the beginning of the story. Because to understand why this proposal hit as hard as it did, you have to go back to how private this guy actually was before Madison Beer walked into his life. If you'd asked football fans 2 years ago to describe Justin Herbert's personal life, you'd have gotten a shrug. That was kind of the point. He built a reputation as a guy who let his arm do the talking and nothing else. By the time this engagement broke, Herbert had already put together nearly 25,000 career passing yards with the Los Angeles Chargers, along with 2 Pro Bowl selections, and he was sitting on a 5-year, $262.5 million contract. He was, by most accounts, widely viewed as an undisputed top 10 quarterback in the league. But off the field, almost nothing. Off the field, Herbert kept his personal life largely private for most of his career. That changed in the summer of 2025, when he began dating pop star Madison Beer. The most recent season on paper was solid, if unspectacular by his own standard. Herbert completed his 6th season as starting quarterback, making the 2nd Pro Bowl of his career. leading the Chargers to an 11-5 record while completing 66.4% of his passes for 3,727 yards, with 26 touchdowns and 13 interceptions. The Chargers made a return trip to the postseason, but the ending was rough. They went 11-6 and made the playoffs for the second straight year, but were shut down 16-3 by the New England Patriots in the wild card round. That playoff history matters for context, because it's exactly what fueled half the jokes flying around the engagement post. The running gag about Herbert's 0-3 career playoff record being why everyone kept saying he finally had a ring, just not the one people actually wanted for him. But football wasn't the story anymore. The story was how a guy this guarded ended up posting the most public moment of his life for the whole internet to dissect. And that shift started, of all places, on a music video set. The timeline moves fast once you lay it out. The couple was first linked together in August 2025 when Herbert was seen with the singer on the set of one of Beer's music videos in Los Angeles. That alone was enough to get people talking because it was such an unusual pairing. An NFL quarterback known for saying almost nothing, showing up on a pop star's set. Then came the confirmation everyone was waiting for. They seemed to confirm the dating rumors when they were pictured together on the sideline of a Chargers game at SoFi Stadium in October. And more specifically, 2 months after the music video set, they made things official publicly, sharing a kiss on the sidelines during the Chargers matchup against the Washington Commanders. From there, they stopped hiding it all. They were seen together at Lakers games, the 2025 World Series, and various Chargers events throughout the fall. This was a guy who used to disappear the second the whistle blew, suddenly living half his life in public, next to one of pop music's most recognizable voices. And Beer wasn't some anonymous plus one. She came into this relationship already established, a 27-year-old singer who released her album Lock It in January and earned a Grammy nomination, with Herbert appearing as her love interest in the music video for Lover Girl released in May. So this wasn't just a quarterback dating a celebrity. He'd already appeared in her art, played her love interest on camera, months before he'd play the real thing on one knee in a field. That's the version of Herbert people need to understand before the next chapter of this story. A guy who had spent his whole career building walls, slowly tearing every one of them down for one specific person. And nothing tore those walls down faster than a basketball court in late October. Before the ring, before the proposal, before any of it, there was a viral moment that a lot of people forget started this whole thing rolling toward public consciousness. It happened courtside, months before the engagement, and it's worth going back to because it explains why so many people already had an emotional stake in this couple by the time the proposal footage dropped. It was a Thursday night, Lakers hosting the Timberwolves. Justin Herbert went viral after his heroics were on full display during the game, having been rumored to be in a relationship with Madison Beer, with the couple seemingly confirming those rumors after appearing cozy courtside. This was framed at the time as the first public outing for the two following dating rumors that began late in the offseason. Then the ball came flying. Herbert and Beer posed for photos, but it was Herbert's quick thinking that had social media ablaze. A ball headed in their direction prompted him to take action, and photos showed him quickly blocking the basketball, which looked like it was headed directly for Beer. It was such a small moment, but it did something huge for public perception. It turned Herbert from mystery quarterback dating a pop star into guy who instinctively protects his girlfriend on camera. That single photo did more PR work than any interview could have. People didn't need him to talk. They'd already seen what he'd do. The pattern kept repeating. Months later, they were spotted again. Madison Beer and boyfriend Justin Herbert were spotted enjoying a courtside date night at Crypto.com Arena as the Lakers faced the Cavaliers, appearing engaged in the game while also sharing quiet moments together. Cameras caught them smiling, chatting, and leaning in close throughout the night. Reporters even noted the contrast in their outfits. Beer kept her look effortlessly chic, pairing a fitted top with casual denim and sleek accessories, while Herbert opted for a more low-key look, including a hoodie and cap. Two very different worlds, dressed for two very different audiences, sitting in the same seat. Birthdays became another marker in this relationship's public timeline. And this is where Herbert's guarded reputation really started to crack. In March, Beer posted a series of videos and pictures of Herbert on her Instagram stories to celebrate his birthday, captioning one video, "Happy birthday, baby boy." She went further in another post, writing, "I am so lucky to be yours. You are my dream come true." Herbert reciprocated in his own way, and for a guy who almost never posted anything personal, this was a big tell. When Beer turned 27, Herbert marked the occasion with a heartfelt Instagram story tribute, praising the impact his then-girlfriend had on his life. Writing over a photo of her kissing him on the sidelines, "Happy birthday to my favorite person of all time." That's the version of this relationship that had already been building in public for the better part of a year before anyone ever saw him get down on one knee. The flying basketball block, the courtside date nights, the birthday tributes. Each one added a little more proof that this wasn't some publicity arrangement. It was a guy who kept choosing, again and again, to be seen with her, which is exactly why when the proposal footage did surface, it didn't feel like a surprise so much as a payoff. So let's get into the actual moment, the one that made the footage worth watching in the first place. The setting was deliberately simple, almost cinematic in how understated it was. It looked like quite the proposal from Herbert, who got on one knee in front of a romantic landscape. No stadium, no flashing lights, no team logo in the background, just open scenery and two people. Beer's carousel post laid out the sequence exactly as it happened. The carousel shows Herbert proposing outdoors in a white long-sleeved shirt, then carrying her while she holds up the ring. One photo even included a small detail that told you everything about how prepared this moment was. A wooden sign that read Mr. and Mrs. Herbert tucked somewhere in the shot, the kind of prop you don't bring unless you already know she's saying yes. And she did say yes without hesitation. Beer said yes, and the pair sealed things with a kiss. Wardrobe-wise, it was coordinated but not matching. Beer wore an all-white ensemble for the special day, while Herbert was in black pants and a white long-sleeved shirt. The choice of words in the announcement mattered too. Beer didn't write a paragraph about love or forever. She went with something almost playful. The couple shared the news in a joint post on Instagram, captioned with a simple message, "Meet my fiance." 4 words, no context needed, because the photos did all the explaining. And the timing of the reveal wasn't random either. It landed at a specific point in Herbert's calendar, right before the grind of a new season kicks off. The proposal comes right as Herbert's Chargers gear up for training camp. Some analysts even read into the scheduling. The timing of the engagement, done before the Chargers training camp opens, could signal that the quarterback is settled and locked in, heading into the most important season of his career. Once the post went up, it moved fast, genuinely historically fast for an athlete's personal announcement. The announcement immediately became one of the biggest off-the-field stories of the NFL offseason, drawing more than 800,000 likes within the first hour, and prompting congratulatory messages from fans, teammates, and even the NFL's official Instagram account. That's a number worth sitting with for a second. 800,000 likes before most people had even finished their lunch break. For context, that's the kind of engagement usually reserved for game day highlights, not an off-season Instagram carousel. Beer had also been dropping hints about what this relationship meant to her, even before the ring showed up. In a behind-the-scenes tour clip released earlier in the summer, she opened up about something surprisingly personal, her fear of flying and how dating an NFL quarterback who logs a flight almost every single week during the season had actually helped her get over it. She said he flies constantly during the season every single week, and she could never do that herself. But it made her feel better that he'd taken so many flights and they'd all been fine, so she'd learned to just accept it. That's a small detail, but it says a lot about what this relationship actually looked like behind the glossy Instagram carousel. A woman who used to dread air travel, slowly talking herself into calm because the man she loved did it every week without a second thought. It's the kind of intimacy that doesn't usually make it into a highlight reel, but it's exactly the kind of thing that turns a viral proposal into something people actually care about, rather than just another celebrity headline scrolling past. Once the initial wave died down, the reactions kept rolling in from corners of the internet nobody expected, and they told you just how far this story had traveled beyond football and pop music circles. Local outlets picked it up too, because Herbert's ties run deeper than the NFL. He has real roots in Oregon, where he played college ball, and that connection turned into its own small headline. One outlet even ran with a piece asking whether the town could handle a celebrity wedding, framing Herbert as engaged to Beer after a whirlwind romance between the athlete and the pop star. Meanwhile, the football side of the story didn't fully let go of the jokes, even as the sincerity kept pouring in. Despite some playful jabs about Herbert finally getting a ring, the overwhelming response to the engagement was one of genuine affection and happiness for the couple, with heartfelt messages from friends and family. One columnist put it simply: on Tuesday, he offered one, meaning the ring joke had officially come full circle. 6 years of chasing a championship, and the first ring anyone saw him actually deliver went straight onto Madison Beer's finger. The locker room reaction was still building too, because most of Herbert's teammates hadn't even had the chance to congratulate him face-to-face yet. Herbert will for sure get more congratulations from his Chargers teammates when he reports to training camp, which means the version of this story that played out online, the kicker's exclamation point, the teammate's wife's comment, the mother-in-law's tearful message, was really just the opening wave. The real reaction, the one that happens in a locker room instead of a comment section, was still ahead of him. And the ring itself kept generating its own headlines days later, as more jewelry experts weighed in with increasingly specific estimates about the stone's cut and setting, treating it almost like its own separate news story detached from the couple entirely. That's how much attention a single piece of jewelry can generate when it's sitting on the right hand. As for what happens now, Herbert heads into training camp with a ring on his own hand for the first time in his adult life, chasing a very different kind of ring on the field this season, one he's never actually held. Beer, for her part, has a tour to finish and an album still riding high off its Grammy nomination, plus now a wedding to plan somewhere in between all of it. Two very public careers, two very different industries, now permanently tied together in a way that neither one can walk back from. What made this footage travel the way it did wasn't just the ring, or the caption, or even the sign in the background that gave away the ending before anyone got there. It was the fact that people had been watching this relationship build in public for almost a year. The basketball block, the courtside dates, the birthday posts, and the proposals simply gave all of that a finish line. A guy who once gave away nothing, finally gave away everything, on one knee, in front of a camera he knew the whole world would eventually see.